Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Burning Truth. I'm back after a week of absence. They've missed me. However, I've come back, and the man that can't fuck off has, once again, he fucked off. So, we're missing one Charles Kelsey. He's somewhere in the...
He's on the wrestling scene, on the wrestling circuit.
He's somewhere down south in Thatcher's Britain. I'm here. I'm back after my week's absence from a lengthy pool week.
Nathan Garth.
Agreeing sponsorships for us.
Well, hey.
We're actually now a proud sponsor of a pool league.
Wow.
After some negotiations, we've agreed to jump in as a sponsor for a season.
Well, as you can probably guess, that is Nathan Goff right there. Would you care to...
And across from me is the Funk Soul Brother, the Plank Soul Brother, the one and only, the bad boy himself, Matthew Burns.
No, I'm not.
I was expecting the fingers were up there. I was expecting him to go, winner! But no, he didn't.
No. I was thinking, I can't do that. He's not here. But I know so you did it, so I'm expecting a phone call sometime soon. if he's listening again, saying, "What the hell are you doing, nicking my stuff?"
I don't think he'll mind if I say it.
Yeah, but if it was me, I'd just get a death blow.
Yeah, the man loves me. He don't quite love you as much as he loves me. Bit of a somber week for wrestling.
And about all of WWE and everything?
Just in general, wrestling's lost another person off.
That we have.
Your views of the wrestling Mount Rushmore might be very different to what everyone else's is, but there,
yeah,
Roddy Piper should be in that list.
Definitely, he is on my list, 100%. He was one of the most hated, but also beloved.
Hulk Hogan wouldn't have the career Hulk Hogan had if Rowdy Piper wasn't there with him.
And there's many featurettes, even if you want the WWE Network, under rivalries, Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper, you can clearly state that, that rivalry is one of Hogan's biggest ones.
I saw a meme the other week of just when you thought it was safe to go in heaven, and then Dusty Rhodes and Rowdy Piper turn up. And I thought, is that disrespectful or is it appropriate? And I thought, you know what? They'd appreciate that because they were both characters, great characters who were respected, but also knew what their jobs were.
They know how to. They could put butts on seats.
And if there's a WrestleMania up there, God's got one heck of a WrestleMania.
Oh, they got a supercard up there right now. They've got a supercard up there. What more can you ask for?
It's one hell of a supercard.
That they have.
WrestleMania up there might look better than it does down here. And that's saying something.
It's completely... It saddens me because he is one of my idols.
It saddens me because we've lost two greats in the space of 6 or 7 weeks.
Yeah. Two absolute legendary icons. Two people who could walk the walk, talk the talk, and everything.
But these are also two people that actually lived their characters 24/7.
Yeah.
People outside of wrestling knew who these two people were, whereas now, if you go outside of John Cena or someone, say for example, Big Cass and Enzo Amore, if they walk in the streets in America, would people flock to them like if a Dusty Rhodes or a Rowdy Piper was walking the streets?
Well, let's take into account not only that, Piper is known for certain iconic lines as much as Dusty, because Piper didn't just do wrestling, quotes. He also made one quote that's been actually copied quite a lot. Even from in the video games, they've even copied him. Certain characters of Duke Nukem even copied one of his lines. Which would you care to mention, or would you want me?
I'll let you go first.
I came here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of gum.
I was expecting the infamous line of...
Oh no, that was the quote from They Live, and that has been repeated numerous times. But that's in a film, that is. But who can forget such wrestling quotations from Roddy Piper? Just when you think you have all
the answers, I change the questions, which is again has been copied
so many times. Yeah.
And
what more can you say?
Just when you think we have all the answers,
changes the question.
It changes again. Well, I was watching him on Legends House, because I had a bit of downtime last week, and I watched him in Legends House, and you realise how uncomfortable he was with some of the things that they asked him to do, but he still did it because he was a company man.
Yeah. It's I couldn't believe it when I saw it myself. I as soon as I saw it, it was like, no, I was in disbelief.
Well,
I literally scoured everywhere to make sure this was, is this just one of them mock-ups? Some twisted people making a joke.
I was out when you posted to the Burning Truth page. I was out. I was catching up with some old friends as I had a bit of downtime on Friday night. I was down in a couple of Jaeger bombs and some cider, and
yeah.
I looked on my Facebook page as it notified me that you'd been on there posting, and I saw, and I was like, fuck. And I closed my phone down thinking
I'm hoping that's a joke.
And then I looked again in half an
hour. Like a really bad joke.
And then
it's there.
I looked again in half an hour and I'm like, okay, I aren't as pissed as I think I am. I've actually just seen that Rowdy Piper's dead.
It's passed on. It's... A part of me wanted it to be some person's sick, twisted, because he's a legend. He's a legend to me.
Yeah.
And not only that, he comes under a category that we've covered recently. He's one of the very rare few absolute legends that never won the WWE World, WWE Heavyweight Championship.
And if Vince could go back in time, I bet he'd want to change that.
Quite possibly, but
Dustin Rhodes. Goldust put something up on there about the WrestleMania 9 or 10 Hollywood street fight that he had. And he goes, "You made me." Because that was the first time, I know Ambrose has done it recently, where they took a street fight and it went
everywhere.
Yeah, he went everywhere, but it also came back in as part again.
Yeah.
So, they went out and they carried on with WrestleMania, and then you just see him come back in.
Straight out of nowhere.
So
it's just shocking that it happened, and with recent. On that night, you were friends with me. I'd just come from a show myself. I'd just come from getting beat up and bruised and everything. But it was like nobody, the world didn't know, and then it sort of just popped up. It got, the news broke, and there's so many people who are missing him. I believe there's even, if you remember Melissa Joan Hart?
Yeah.
She's even thrown out messages saying he'll be missing everything.
And Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah.
I think I pronounced her name right.
And this, now that I've just mentioned that, this is going to quite nicely bring up one person who had a battle recently. UFC 190, Ronda Rousey, who tributed her match to him because she has got the nickname Rowdy, and she actually even contacted him to see if she wanted confirmation from him. Am I okay using that nickname? Yeah. And he gave his blessing.
We'll come back on to UFC later.
Yeah.
Because I want to keep this part.
Yeah. Normally,
dedicated to
This is
Mr. Piper,
yeah,
and then after I'll go to Dana White.
which there may be a new noise coming in just for that moment.
But no, as we did with Dusty, we just want to
Send out our deepest sympathies.
and we just give a short silence in respect for Mr. Piper. Right, so that's us keeping consistent. We did it for Dusty. It's only fair that we do it for
Piper.
Piper.
We've got to. We've got to.
Both great. Do we think that WWE will do the same treatment?
They
where
have.
they have the.
They have been. They've actually already started it already.
Have they done the
Yeah,
specials?
They haven't done these specials yet, but they have on their YouTube channels been showing, literally highlighting some of the, career highlights of the Rowdy one, of Hot Rod, Roddy Piper.
Or we expect on Monday, you've got Jerry Lawler going through his career like he did for Dusty.
Potentially. There's going to be more like moments of when he was up against, Mr. T. You've got the whole Bret Hart IC Championship, as well. There's loads of memories. Even his legendary interviews that he's done. Ones with Andre the Giant, then the infamous Jimmy Snuka and everything.
And he was one of the first people to really utilise talk show as well, wasn't he?
Yes.
With Piper's Pit.
And if I remember, he is the one that Hogan, it took him forever to even get a win over Roddy. It took him for. Has he ever had a win over Roddy?
Don't know.
I believe they have, but they've them pair have been such dynamics. They've switched round. They've switched round on each other. They've one side. They've always been on almost on opposite sides.
Yeah.
Throughout most of their career, but
no, I'm interested to see what they do on the WWE Network for him, because I reckon there'll be a couple of tribute shows. You might even hear some of the road stories that they've never talked about, like when Alon talked about when Dusty was the booker down at, was it Mid-South?
Yep.
Or wherever it was.
And there'll be probably a mention from, because there's already been a mention of Jesse the Body Ventura saying the number of days he did continuously. Which, if you've seen that post, astronomical.
But, like, they might even drag Jesse the Body Ventura in
to discuss it.
Yeah.
Potentially.
It all depends, but Ric Flair will do a bit, I reckon. Because him and Rick were quite close.
Yeah.
They even did a wife swap as well, didn't they? Or was that him and Mick? No, it was him and Rick who did the wife swap. I remember watching that on YouTube. A celebrity wife swap with Ric Flair and Roddy Piper, and you just saw like the difference in lifestyle once they both retired. And you won't be able to see what I just did, but I did retired in inverted commas, because you don't really retire from wrestling.
It's a love for it, no matter how much even on nights, even when you're supposedly meant to have maybe just watching, you somehow get pulled back in.
But no, and I watched that and I'm like, the difference in lifestyles is unreal. Because one of them loved to spend money and the other one loved to save it. And most of you will probably know
which is which.
But no, so that was interesting. But we'll talk more about Roddy Piper next week, because I know Kelsey wants to contribute his fond memories. So we won't go too far with this. We just want to pay respects, let everyone know that we are aware of what's happened, and then after we'll discuss our favourite memories next week. Yeah. So Charles can contribute with us. Moving on. So just going back one more thing. the last ever Piper's Pit is going out on YouTube, which is from Maryland Championship Wrestling, where he was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he did his last ever Piper's Pit at that wrestling show, and they're going to release that on YouTube, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Once the link becomes available, I'll get Matt posted up.
Yeah.
So let's move on. TNA have recorded God knows how many weeks again,
but they've also sent out their condolences as well over.
Yeah, they've recorded God knows how many weeks, and what should have been a year-long storyline, they've basically clusterfucked into 10 weeks.
Whoops.
So, we've got an invasion! And it's gone.
Here today, gone tomorrow.
It should be TNA's, it could be TNA's new motto. Here today, gone tomorrow. Yeah, he didn't like wrestling matters anymore. If wrestling matters, they'd actually commit to signing the talent.
Brilliant. Brilliant. It's okay. There's been rumours of this, this big invasion angle and everything, but because TNA is so far ahead, everything's already been spoiled. There's nothing being kept secret anymore.
So at their next big pay-per-view, they've already set up the whole invasion angle, whereas if Team GFW wins, then Jeff Jarrett gets blah 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 blah. If TNA wins, then Dixie gets
blah blah blah.
Yeah, I won't spoil that bit for you. You can tune in or you can read the spoilers. They're all available online. It's any reputable wrestling website
or dirt sheet.
Yeah, but no, and they're basically setting everything up. So, like, they've basically ruined what could have been a nice year-long feud, and they've squashed it in 10 weeks.
In 10 weeks, and should we say 10 recordings? That's been quickly done, and somebody managed to find out what it is, and put it up on the internet. Technically, couldn't if TNA was smart, wouldn't they consider having clauses with people coming in? Spoilers. But they can't. It's hard to now. It's hard to nowadays with the internet and everything because.
But the problem that I think's ruined TNA, and I know I haven't always covered TNA in
the highest
praise
in the highest light.
Yeah, because a lot of things they do just annoys me. Because for a company that's supposed to be the second highest in America, they do a lot of things wrong. So if you've been watching like their financial side, you'll know that a lot of the checks bounce. But now they've gone on a pay as you wrestle deal. So they recently re-signed Bully Ray to be the GM. He did one set of recording which went over 2 or 3 episodes, didn't turn up for the next set because it was a pay as you turn up. So if he doesn't want to be there, he doesn't have to be. So that means they've had to rewrite to write him out and bring a new authority figure in.
Ow.
So they revealed Jeff Jarrett as the new authority figure. So I'm going for spoilers here.
Right.
So
ow.
I'm hurting Matt as this is going along.
Ow.
Keep up if you can. So they're basically on a pay-as-you-wrestle deal. Most of them are. There's a couple of them who've still got long-term deals in place, but most of them are done as an independent wrestler now. And the contract that they have, they don't have to prioritise TNA if they don't want to.
They can wrestle in other companies.
They can wrestle in other companies. TNA is no longer their main priority according to these contracts. So. But Bully Ray turned up, GM, for 2 or 3 episodes, which he recorded all in the same day.
Yep.
Come the next set of tapings, no Bully Ray, so they've had to rewrite it, to write him out to the storyline, say that someone's beat him up, write Jeff Jarrett in as the new GM.
Just to cover.
Which, then, it's just like one big. If you're going to write a storyline,
it seems like what they've had is they've had something there, and then because they haven't got it as you don't need to take it as seriously, they've gone fine. Then they've realised, what have we done? And having to backtrack, or as the movie industry, retcon.
Yeah.
Everything that they've currently done. But there's only so much time, as much as you can say. Straight away, as soon as that happened, everyone's going to be thinking, well, where's he gone? But people can't keep up. They're keeping up to date, but that's like literally just going this, ha ha.
Well, it's making it harder for yourself because you've got to write logically the person out, which, in all fairness to them, they managed to do it.
They have managed to do it, which give them
fair
credit.
Enough, they did, but it's putting themselves in a position that they didn't need to be in. So, if they'd looked at it and went, right, this is the storyline we're going with, we need this, and this person.
Here.
How many dates is that going to be? Right, okay, here's your contract that takes you up to this date.
And we need for these dates.
Yeah, we need you to do these bookings. It's for television, can you commit to these bookings? Yes or no?
And if it's a no, then they could pause, think, we can work around this with the time that we've got.
Yeah, but that's what happened. If you keep watching it, it could be a good storyline the way it's done. It could not be, but watch it yourself and find out.
The only way we're going to find out how the current events are going to line up is by watching it.
Yeah. And in all fairness, I will say this: there is still some good stuff going on there.
Yeah.
The women's division and TNA is killing it. They're setting up for the Beautiful People versus the Dollhouse over the next couple of weeks. That's going to be epic.
Makes you happy?
It makes me happy. Women in a positive light and a good feud, because the Beautiful People, one of the biggest female factions in the last 10 years. Against the Dollhouse, which I like because they've got a good foundation there. Jade and Marty, are the henchwomen.
Yep.
Instead of henchmen, where they do all the dirty work, and you've got Terry who's playing a brilliant heel. And I won't spoil what else happens with that story, but that's fine. But watch it; it should be a good storyline to play out.
So, in your light, as TNA aren't messing up everything, they're not.
They're not.
The biggest flaw that they've got is they've got too many recordings that can be spoiled.
Yeah,
which straight away, if you've read the spoilers, most people who read spoilers are going to just go, well, I already know what happens now, what's the point of me watching it? This is a subject I pretty much know that Kelsey will most likely want to cover at some point, massively, to do with dirt sheets.
Oh, he hates them. He
absolutely hates them. The amount of times I've heard him cursing over dirt sheets. As soon as someone mentions dirt sheet to him, you better have a counter with it because you're going to be clicking it.
Well, you can just see the vein in the side of his head just expand.
No. The question is you only see one. They both match. He's got two. He's got one on each side.
So D-word's a dangerous word around Mr. Kelsey. But no, it's not all negative and doom and gloom with TNA. They're still doing some good things there. It's just the negative outweighs the positive in my personal view.
At the moment in time, they can overcome this. They can, but they've got to do some changes.
Right, I wasn't here to talk about Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker.
I did wonder when this was going to get brought up.
So, this is where I want to put my view in this.
Is this a view or a rant?
It could be a bit both. No, touch it and I break your finger.
What?
Right, so the first question, I'm going to open this debate with why.
Why?
Why now?
Why not? That's what I might say. And okay
then. So you tell me why not, and
I'm not saying why or why not because there is a why.
There's a
Massively.
very big
Why?
why.
It's how long was it? 1 year and 4 months, was it?
It's £280 of wrecking machine. And it's called a very nice little distant city just off South Dakota. Just off of junction F5. That says that the Undertaker does not want another ticket to Suplex City.
So basically, you're wondering if this is going to kill the Undertaker.
Why is Vince? Because Vince, as Paul Heyman aptly noted, went to the hospital with the Undertaker after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Why are they subjecting the Undertaker to Brock Lesnar again? Everyone knows Brock Lesnar works a stiff, legitimate shoot style.
The question is straight away, everyone's sort of clamouring and saying, "Oh, Taker's gone, blah blah blah. Taker's been defeated. Why wouldn't he go back for Taker?" However, there is one promo that did sort of clarify his reasoning. Is the reason why is the fact that they kept reminding.
Okay, so why didn't he come
Everybody.
back at WrestleMania to face
True.
him? Why go after Bray Wyatt?
But Bray Wyatt came after him, which he did.
Yeah.
Okay,
so from WWE, like, I'm not on about from
this is not.
storylines that played out on front screen. From
I know what
backstage.
I know what you're referring to. You're trying to compare regular logic against WWE logic.
So
It doesn't work.
this match with this storyline would make a lot more sense at WrestleMania
It
instead
would.
of SummerSlam. A win
It
does
would.
nothing for the Undertaker.
However, they want to make it look like I can see this happening, right? And if it does happen, I can see Taker winning. So then they've got one each, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're gonna make it the rubber match. Even though Taker has faced Lesnar a dozen times, and technically, I don't think Taker has actually beaten Brock Lesnar cleanly on record.
Shut. I'll let you get your word in before I open this big massive can of whoop ass.
On who?
Just in general.
So shall I have that on standby?
No.
Why? Are you saving that for later?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
that's gonna be big then. Fair enough. Simple being, they're just trying to see what they can do with the whole feud with the current events. It's because what they're thinking is the crowd won't remember the past that Taker's faced Brock Lesnar, previously,
Well,
feuded with him
half the
previously.
audience isn't old enough to remember 2002, 3 and 4.
Right, so they're trying to keep it as fresh. So to them, to the new faces, it looks like Taker's coming for revenge. For being constantly reminded that his streak has been taken. So now we've got the Undertaker going for Brock's mortality. See if he has, if he can do it again.
Yeah.
Was it a fluke or was it not?
So here's my point of view.
Yeah.
Okay, the game with this storyline, I'll get over this point. Okay, so
Just so you know, I'm not saying I completely agree with their thinking, and probably I'm more likely going to side with what you're about to say now.
okay, so the game with this storyline, even though it might be 6 months too late or too early, depending on what your views are.
Yep.
So the game with this, they have him come in and interrupt the World Championship match as he's about to go pin. What's the first thing he does? Low blows him. That then puts him as a heel. And he's attacking the newly crowned babyface of Brock Lesnar. Bad move, because no one is going to boo The Undertaker at this stage in his career. He could pull down and he could take a shit on Paul Heyman and people would still cheer him.
He is that loved.
So that's that covered. It doesn't matter if he comes out and he smacks the referee and all the commentators are being sat with a chair.
Whoa. Which, by the way, where the hell did he go?
God knows.
Missing.
Yeah. Lights go out, lights come on, and Seth Rollins has magically come back to life.
No. No, Seth, missing. Referee, missing.
Brock standing there.
Looking confused.
And Paul Heyman going,
No!
why now? Paul Heyman in his head going, this is not going to end well, Taker. Okay, so that's happened. So you've brought The Undertaker back as a heel.
Which
is getting cheered. So, reverse John Cena syndrome.
Cheers for that.
Right. The next night he comes out and he justifies his actions with opening by all streaks must be broken. Okay, so you've justified that your streak was destined to be broken.
Yeah.
So you've kind of answered off your own argument here, Taker.
Yeah.
Again, WWE logic, brilliant.
But I think he's more referring to the streak that Brock's got against him.
Okay, so moving on. They now have a Pier 52 street fight, which is broke up by the National Guard, the police, and the whole WWE locker room.
Which, as we've already mentioned last week, the funniest meme ever. Why don't you believe?
So, yeah. So,
believe.
And this is another bit of the fight that I didn't understand. Why is it only that Brock got arrested and put in a police car? Did Undertaker magically make the lights go out and did he vanish again?
Vanish into poof.
Smoke bomb. Who's trained in the Assassin's Creed?
Just 1 minute he's down, poof, he's gone.
Yeah, you know, it's like basically like an advert that you see in the UK. Bang, and the Undertaker's gone.
So you're trying to say that taking the stain now? That man's coming for him. That man's coming for him.
But no, like I like the Taker's back. I just don't think this is the right feud for him.
Not yet.
Why not? Why not give us what we've been asking for? If you don't want to sit WrestleMania, SummerSlam's 4 hours this year. Why not give us Sting and Undertaker? Why not give Metallica Sting, where he comes out to search and destroy, and Undertaker? And if you don't want him as Mr. Deadman, bring him out as the American Badass. He's probably still got all his Harleys,
which I believe he does.
Just give the fans what
they want.
Yeah, you know, because there's still people that want to see this fight.
However,
I don't want to see Brock Lesnar
there
versus
is still
Taker.
An opening, still for Sting to be involved with Taker at WrestleMania. Still, but
at this point, do you believe that match will happen at WrestleMania 32?
I'm not saying it may or may not.
Because at the moment, I do not believe that match will happen at WrestleMania 32.
I doubt it. I doubt it myself. But
I can't see it.
We still have to have faith to a degree.
But even if they didn't want to go with Sting, why not give Bray Wyatt the win that he needed? Because I said it wouldn't happen at WrestleMania because Undertaker needed the win at WrestleMania. Because if he lost 2 in a row, that signalled his career was close enough to over.
Well, it was over.
But now he's wrestling SummerSlam. Why not give Bray Wyatt the rematch he wants?
Instead of the current feud that he's got now with Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
I think the fact with Bray Wyatt, they're working things right with him. I think. I just do. Because the whole, it's because WWE have figured out that the fans aren't accepting Roman. But are they using Bray to try and find a way for Roman to be liked again? Or are they reshuffling the deck?
I don't know, but
that could lead on to many other things.
I just don't like the way that they're using Undertaker at SummerSlam because it's basically like signing his own death certificate, putting him in there with Brock Lesnar again.
The only way I can say, with hand on heart, say what's next sort of after this, we'll have to see. We'll have to genuinely see. So you'd agree on that one?
Yeah, why? But if I was going back to like the logic, then there's better ways that they could have set this match up. They could have saved it for WrestleMania.
They could have, but
because that's why it's tricky. It's tricky into SummerSlam.
that it isn't.
Also, in some unrelated news, they're on about televising. By televising, I mean putting it as a special on the WWE Network, which is available for
$9.99.
You can find that Chris Jericho's 25th wrestling year might be advertised on the WWE Network at Madison Square Garden.
Ooh.
They're on about doing another special like they did with the Beast in the East tour, which will have Brock Lesnar on it. Chris Jericho will be there as well, and they're on about televising that.
And I think that'd be good.
Because like they want to televise more live events on the network, like the Big Deal wants. Because Brock Lesnar's new contract, even though it's for more money, also included more live events. So he's got to wrestle a couple of live events. So why not put him on the network?
Why not? And also, I thought the whole idea with King of the Ring was a good idea. What they did recently. I think the King of the Ring needs to be back more. I think it should be a pay-per-view again. But I did like the fact that they made it exclusive. Just needs to be a big pay-per-view though.
Yeah, but I'm intrigued to see where they go with, televising some of these live events. Because the sets are different, but people would watch them.
Yeah, it's got a different vibe.
Yeah, because you actually get to see what a lot more people can do.
Yes.
Because Neville and Jericho put on a clinic.
Now, what can they do? If they may have a rematch, they may not. But we'll have to see how that one goes.
Why not televise one of the matches from the recent Australia tour?
Yeah.
Like one of the nights there. What are your opinions on the Hulk Hogan? Did you cover Hulk Hogan?
We did.
Have you seen who's been announced for his replacement for the WWE Australia tour?
No, we don't know about that. So you can drop that one if you want. But when we did cover it, we didn't pick side over it because it's a bit of a double-edged sword. The only thing that we made sure of is the word that was mentioned never to be uttered.
Right, okay, so Hulk Hogan's replacement for the Australia tour has been announced as the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. So that's a fair replacement. And John Cena's replacement for the Australia tour has been announced as the Austrian Superman, Cesaro. Oh, sorry, the Swiss Superman. I'm getting confused. It's the Swiss Superman, which is Cesaro. I'm getting confused because he speaks Austrian.
He doesn't know the language.
Well, he speaks 5 different languages according to his early gimmick.
Oh, multiple.
Yeah, but the Swiss Superman Cesaro will be going against Kevin Owens instead of John Cena against Kevin Owens because John Cena's had to have emergency surgery.
Ouch.
So we wish Mr. Cena a speedy recovery.
I would like to point out that having an injury during the match, not easy to continue, especially with nasal, because that can affect you. But he isn't the only person who's had them injuries. But it's always not. It does show their dedication. Their dedication if they're to carry on, and that's with anybody who's going an injury to push through, and then sort of have to deal with it after.
Yeah. Did anyone tell you I'm 2-0 at pay-per-view predictions so far now?
Yes, they did. And if I recall, I've had the numerous texts off you to repeat that.
I was just wondering if you knew.
Yes, I do.
2-0.
I will make a comeback.
SummerSlam's the next one.
I will make a comeback.
Which actually leads us in nicely. One of the questions we had in this week, which I thought was a nice question, was who do we think Seth Rollins will face in the main event of SummerSlam?
Well, if the injury doesn't keep him away from the event, John Cena.
Will it be title versus title?
I think it.
It's been a while since we've had title versus title.
It has been a while, but how do do they want to be title versus title? Do they want to have one person with both titles?
No, because they'd end it with a disqualification or something.
But even so, if whoever wins it, are they going to go down the same route as what they have done with the IC title, with the heavyweight title? Do they vacate?
Or could it be a good time for Sheamus to cash in?
Potentially.
So it ends in a double disqualification. Sheamus comes out, kicks Rollins in the head, or Cena wins, gets his 16th world title, and then Sheamus comes out and
I won. Bro kick.
John Cena's 16th world title should be a big deal.
It should be a big deal, but I think that if they did it like that, it wouldn't make it a big deal. I think that would take it away from him.
It should be a big deal, John Cena's 16th world title.
Yeah.
So I'd rather they save it for a WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Because that would be a WrestleMania moment. And I know why the internet would like self-destruct when John Cena wins the title.
Oh, you'll probably get plenty of if Cena wins, we riot and everything.
But I think it'd be a fair achievement for the man that has carried sports entertainment on his back for the last decade. Because he has. No one's carried sports entertainment in the same way he has for the last 10 years.
And as much as some people can say,
like the last people to do that was The Rock, Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Hulk Hogan,
who has been sort of erased. But
they all carried.
They've all carried. They've all had to, they've all had to step up.
Yeah.
And as much as someone could say, the one aspect of Cena, I can actually put my hand up and say fair dues on, is the outside work. He is a company man. He goes out there, Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Kazarian did an interview recently, and he said the reason John Cena is so successful is he may not out-wrestle you in the ring, but he will outlast you, because the man's dedication is second to none. He goes, he's the first one at a building, the last one to leave.
Which not many do that. And he's also got a heart. He has got his heart in the right place, because he's got the record. He's got one of the biggest record for the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah.
He has the most requested with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and he goes out of his way to make them wishes fulfilled.
Oh, he's awesome. But talking about people going out the way, what I thought was really nice this week that probably hasn't got enough mainstream press as it should have is what Titus O'Neil recently did. So Titus O'Neil has been caught going around visiting homeless people, and he's took them all out for a meal.
Yeah. And not only that, he also won a record recently, which was Greatest Dad.
Yeah. But this man,
we have mentioned,
paid for it out of his own money, and he took 10 or 15 people out for a meal, and he paid for that off his own back. He didn't have to do it, but he went out and he chose to go out and treat these people.
Yeah.
And I tip my hat to that man.
You have to, because it shows he's one of them gentlemen who would literally give his own shirt off his back to help somebody.
He said something on Twitter recently, which was he's been there and he's had nothing, but now he's got something and it doesn't change him, and he wants to help those like he got help when he had nothing, so he's giving back. So it's nice, and he's a really good person, and I actually do think he deserves a singles run with maybe the Intercontinental or the US title. He's good enough to carry it on his own.
I can't add any more to that. I really can't.
He is good enough to hold one of them belts on his own. He's a good tag team wrestler. Don't take it away from him. But give the man a chance with a singles title.
We'll have to see how that does.
But time's running out on him because he isn't getting any younger.
True, but the man's in shape.
He's in shape, but
how long?
He's 40s now.
That's what you're questioning. How long?
Like, I know R-Truth is 45, 46, But
he's showing signs of his mental.
I love R-Truth.
We know. We know.
He's brilliant, and his character's just so brilliant. And I was actually looking for a quiz the other day, and most people forget that he's a two-time NWA World Champion.
That he is.
But as Ron Killings.
Yes, which technically does go with it. Ron the Truth. He was known as Ron the Truth Killings.
Yeah.
Or Truth. Not many people may put two and two together, but
he, in early TNA NWA days, held the world title after Ken Shamrock.
That he did.
And he gave it up to Jeff Jarrett and took it back from Jeff Jarrett.
Yep.
If my history serves me right.
I believe was he a King of the Mountain? Oh no. No, that was somebody else.
But I think he won it off Jeff Jarrett,
yes.
But he also lost it to Jeff Jarrett.
Yes. He has lost it to Jeff Jarrett.
If my history serves me correct.
Yeah.
So the man, another great wrestler who's mid-40s and still putting matches.
Still putting entertainment matches on.
Yeah.
Just do one favour, R-Truth. Always keep checking up on which town you're in.
Hulk Hogan syndrome, right here at the Silverdome.
Silverdome. Oh, well, and just don't do the what you've done in the past, where you can hear the commentators even literally saying to him, "Wrong town, wrong town."
So, right then. So, that's everything we wanted to cover from... Actually, just one last one. What do you think of the Revolution so far?
Interesting little spin on it. The only question is where they're going to lead it, because at the moment now, I believe James Storms has finished.
No, wrong Revolution.
Oh! Oh! Sorry. I thought you meant... you meant the Revolution.
Yeah.
The Diva Revolution.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. What more can you say? They are putting on shows, entertaining. They know what they're doing. They're bringing up. They've got the women from NXT coming up to putting on clinic matches, and they are. Well, straight away, Becky Lynch.
Do you know who's injured though? Alicia Fox is actually injured.
Yes.
She got a concussion.
Yeah, she did.
So now Team Balor have got to find someone to bring in a place.
The question is, who will that be?
Why not Emma?
Could happen.
Emma's attitude fits in with what Nikki and Brie are all about at the moment.
But we'll have to see how that turns about on it.
I'm still standing by. I am. If I could put money on it, I would have Becky Lynch to be the next Divas champion once Nikki's broke AJ Lee's record.
Oh, it could happen before. You never know.
It won't. They will let Nikki break AJ Brooks' record.
As much as many people may dislike that. But Becky Lynch. What more can you say about her? That armbar finisher. Phenomenal. As soon as you see it, it's literally, yeah. You know that could literally tear someone's arm off and cause some serious injury.
Yeah, but...
Which it has, if I recall, in the past.
Yeah. But no, I'm liking the way the Divas Revolution's going at the moment.
It's going well, it's going strong.
However,
keep it up.
It's kind of leaving NXT short on strong female performance, but however, NXT will bounce back. They've got Emma down there, they've got Bayley,
they always do bounce
Dana
back.
Brooke, still some really good women wrestlers down there. Even Eva Marie's put on half a decent match. I can't. If you'd have asked me that sentence to say that sentence a year ago, I would have laughed at you. But
it's alright. I'm just
even Eva Marie's putting on a decent match.
I'm pinching myself here just to check, see if that wasn't.
She's working live events now with NXT, and I'll give her credit. She's gone away. Even if WWE have brought in Brian Kendrick to work with her,
but it shows that she's willing to put in the training.
Yeah, fair play to her. If she isn't getting any younger. She's 30s now, isn't she? Early 30s. So she's probably got 6-7 years left before she goes on a part-time basis. And the last thing about WWE Divas, and then we'll move on to British Wrestling.
Wow.
We'd just like to send out our congratulations to Layla on a fantastic career.
Yeah.
She announced her retirement from WWE.
That she did.
This week.
Which, I can understand why she's done it a little bit, but at the other time I think to myself, she could have done well in there.
She's 38, 39 now, so if she wants a family, I don't know if she's got any children at the moment or not, but if she wants to settle down and start a family, now probably
possibly
it is now or maybe never. Isn't it?
Which,
because
don't fault.
She's probably got the money. She probably doesn't she's probably got enough money to put away and live off now.
Yep. Well, I can understand why she's done it, because at the moment the main event picture is fully taken. Would she be on the main roster? You know, but at the other hand, there is that what you just mentioned, the fact of, does she want to move on to the next stage of her life, which everyone's got that right to make that choice. How, you know, she will be missed. She was entertaining. I just hope all the best to her.
Yeah, like we might get to see her on the British independent scene.
That we might, because when it's been stated that she's retired, it does state that she's retired from WWE. It doesn't say that she's retired from wrestling.
No, like
all round. The odd booking.
She is English.
Yep.
So she might want to, put back in over it. And there's plenty of companies that would pay good money to have her over here. So.
And I believe she's got a record as well on a certain event, Money in the Bank.
Has she?
Yes. At that event, she's actually currently undefeated at it.
So she retires.
She's the deal that's been on it the most, and retires undefeated at Money in the Bank.
Brilliant. So as Matt Burns is burning knowledge for the day. So we'll move on to one of my hot topics, which has come straight out of nowhere.
All I'm saying is whenever you hear this noise, I'm hoping that's come across. Basically, that's the warning of an impending rant from Nathan Goff, or myself probably, or maybe even Kelsey. But that is the warning for the impending rant.
Yeah. So Dana White has been in an ongoing argument this week with a wrestling fan that, and in all fairness, the wrestling fan put up a reasonable argument, which Dana White then proceeded to call him an idiot.
Yeah.
So the wrestling fan's argument, which is on Facebook, it's not on Facebook, it's on Twitter. So if you go on there, he's gone at Dana White. Vince is one step ahead of you when it comes to pay-per-views. You can have the network for $9.99, or it's $50 per pay-per-view to watch this, because he wanted to watch Ronda Rousey. Now, in all fairness, if it's $50 for 30 seconds.
Ouch.
Lap dances don't cost that much in America.
Oh, and I think someone's been on record, a gentleman, JB,
Jeremy Borash,
has gone on record to even state that he was going to order the event,
and then he caught this incident online, and he's now going to donate the $50 to a British wrestler. A
British wrestler who I actually know personally, Nick Alec, who suffered a very nasty injury that's ended up making him he's a quadriplegic from the neck down.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, but he's donated that money to him instead of paying the $50 towards.
And he encouraged other people like him, instead of watching the UFC event in Brazil, to actually give the money to the British wrestler. And Dana White, not even knowing who Jeremy Borash was, he goes, well, you're an idiot because the pay-per-view's on for free in the UK. Which it isn't often free, because if you pay for Sky, you have to have BT Sport as an add-on.
Which, exactly, so people are paying for it through a subscription.
Yeah.
So technically we are paying for it. Now, some people, well...
But Jeremy Burress went, I don't live in the UK, idiot. He goes, I live in Nashville.
This is... Okay. Some people are arguing, saying that Dana White is a nice guy, blah, blah, blah. You know, we've got people like Mick Foley saying he is a nice guy. He's just had a really stupid moment by dropping the F word. But not, you know, not the swear word, the fake. Which, to be honest with you, rags my head.
It rags my head. You know, people think that that's an insult to us that watch it, going, well, why still watching it? Because it's supposedly fake. But the bumps that they take are real. When they wake up in the morning and they can hardly move because of the bumps that they've took, that is real, you know. When they go to training to learn how to entertain the fans like me, like the people that listen to the podcast, people like Matt, they train. Like, they don't have to. Like they don't have to do this, but they do it because they want to, but they also want to entertain people like us. And then you've got Dana trying, thinking he's insulting the intelligence of us. He's not insulting the intelligence, we know what it is, but we still watch it because, as has been noted, it's like a male soap opera.
Some people say that, but I've seen some of the work that...
A lot of work goes into it. The wrestlers are some of the most athletically gifted people on this planet. You know, because what other sports, you know, UFC fighters don't go out, put a match on one night, travel to the next city and do it again. They have 6 months between fights sometimes.
And the training.
And the training.
I'll bet, I will admit, it's hard work. It is hard work.
Yeah,
but they're not putting their bodies through constant... You know, they are putting their body through a pressure, but it's a different kind of pressure.
Why? They're not going through a car crash a day. Because someone has described wrestling a match as like having 1 car crash a day.
Yeah.
So, a UFC fighter isn't having a car crash every day. So, they'll fight a match, have 2 or 3 months off, agree another match, and then go into training where
they'll build up to the car crash.
Yeah. Where they build up to their car crash. Or in Ronda Rousey's case, I love Ronda, but her matches last 31 seconds.
Well, I can now actually point out another interesting fact right now, which may surprise you. Her last 4 fights
have lasted nearly a minute, altogether.
No, I know exactly how long it is. It's 130 seconds. Okay, combined.
130 seconds.
130 seconds combined.
So
that's
2 minutes, 10
including.
seconds.
That's including the most recent fight.
Yeah. So 2 minutes, 10 seconds for 4 fights. And, like, the athletes in UFC put themselves through a load of training. But UFC's biggest ever draw was a fake wrestling performer. Possibly their next biggest wrestler... probably their next biggest draw, because his match hasn't been televised yet, or his fight... It's not happened yet or been advertised yet. But I'd go on to say that Phil CM Punk Brooks will do a good PPV number.
Yeah.
Because people will pay to watch him get his arse kicked or kick someone's arse.
Yes. That they will. And as much as someone can say, you know, wrestling is... I hate even saying it. I can't even put... Would you please just say the line that people keep saying?
People say it's fake. Everyone knows that there's an element of scripting that goes into a match.
You've seen me come out of a show with bumps, bruises, black eyes.
I've seen AJ Hughes break your nose.
Well, he didn't break my nose. He managed to have his, you know, hit it one to the point where people thought it was broken, but luckily wasn't broke. But even so,
I've seen Sabu separate his shoulder.
That we have. We've seen one person have his face caved in.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, it's not like it's. And this is all for entertainment.
Yeah, I just think it was a distasteful statement from a man who should know better.
Okay, some people could say, give him the benefit of the doubt, he made a mistake. But this is always going to be the other argument with MMA against wrestling. People keep thinking that they are the same. They're not. They are two very different forms of entertainment. You know, one is where people like, you know, they want to see the fighting styles, they want to see uniqueness. But if they're willing to pay for a 30-second fight, that's their choice.
But if you order a wrestling pay-per-view, you know you're getting 3 or 4 hours of entertainment
that you're interested in.
Like, and this is why I won't order a boxing pay-per-view, because we were discussing, I think it was a couple of months ago, Mayweather versus Pacquiao, and you asked me if I wanted to watch it. But I won't watch a boxing match. I'll check the highlights the next day, but I won't stay up and watch a boxing match, because it was on at like 3 or 4 in the morning. And I said, there's no point me staying up if Mayweather knocks him out in the first or the second, because I'll feel like I've wasted my night, like staying up. You know,
which happens. A bit like with...
Because Ronda Rousey was on at 5:30 UK time.
Yeah.
So I would have to stay up until 5:30
to watch it.
To watch 30 seconds, which I could watch at 8:30 or 9 o'clock.
Which is the main event of the evening.
Yeah.
The main event. The fight that supposedly everybody's paid to see. Ding ding, boom 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 boom, down, done.
Like, people's arguments may be that, well, there's other matches on the card, but you're ordering a fight to watch that main thing. You're not bothered about the undercard.
For some people, they're not bothered about the undercard.
If I ordered UFC 190, I would have ordered it for one reason and one reason only, and that is to watch Ronda Rousey. I would not have ordered it to watch the undercard. I want to watch the undercard.
But you don't know some of the undercard fights. Where I do. This is where people who are fans of, who are probably fans of MMA and know some of the UFC, fighters or the MMA stars, right? So you might actually have, but even so, you're still okay. You're gonna have your highlight, highlight of the night, the big fight. You're gonna have your knockout of the night, your submission of the night. That which normally happens on an event, but in some events, what happens if you're there watching an event and all of a sudden every fight was a one round knockout, and you paid $50 for it? You're going to be well annoyed.
Whereas I'd rather pay me £10 subscription and watch the WWE Network a month.
It's very different. Everyone's got a different taste. It's what they prefer. Everyone's got a different taste, which is fine by me. I understand, and this is why I'm not going to be knocking against MMA or UFC, because as much as someone can say, Dana White's made the mistake of saying the F word, the F word of wrestling, but
I know he's trying to keep up appearances, but
there is keeping up appearances, but
he is as much of losing his headline act to that fake organisation.
As someone's,
he is very. It's not a dream, but he could be very close to losing.
He
Ronda
stated
Rousey.
that on the night that Ronda Rousey dedicated the match to a wrestler, to a legendary wrestler.
Ronda Rousey could join WWE. That's not a pipe dream.
That's a maybe.
That could happen when Ronda Rousey's UFC contract expires.
What happens if she decides, I've done everything there is here, I want to move over? Because everybody knows she's a fan of wrestling.
Yeah, and in all fairness, is Vince McMahon going to turn down the chance to have Ronda Rousey?
Hell no.
Because I reckon Stephanie won't talk to him again if he turned that chance
Hell
down.
no. Contracts with the baddest woman on the planet. They'll just run up and you've got an option, and you've got a chance to have her on your company payroll.
Who's already training the 4 horsewomen?
What?
Natalia.
You were saying anymore?
Natalia is already training the 4 horsewomen, and the 4 horsewomen are training Natalia in submission chain wrestling. So teaching her some UFC holds, and she's teaching them wrestling,
which is beneficial on both sides. So
what?
This is the point I'm criticising Dana for. MMA, right? If MMA was so good, why have they got people doing wrestling? Well, technically mat work, as they say now. You know, wrestling in MMA is a good base. It's a good base. So why is he sitting there criticising it? As much as you can say it's the F word, I'm not saying it. I am not saying it because I hate saying it. Because as much as someone can say, it's that. Tell them get to training. Tell them work as hard as the WWE do. Yeah. They're enough doing it every day for entertaining people around the world. And I've seen wrestlers make a father look like a hero to his kids.
Well, you've got people in the UK who are travelling around the UK 6-7 days a week. Like people like Paul Malin.
Cesaro said it best recently on SmackDown. He's had to miss birthdays, Christmases, big family events, and everything. And would he change it for the world?
No. Well,
no.
Ric Flair says it best in his book. He used to wrestle 300 days a year, twice on a Sunday, and he loved every minute of it.
Exactly. But they're making a sacrifice. Regardless of whatever someone says, they don't see that sacrifice. The ones that declare it the F word, they don't understand as much as you know. The difference is they get to go home at the end of the week or end of the month or whatever. Where the WWE where some of the WWE workers are trying their best to work as hard as possible while also balancing acting their own family life.
I just think Dana could have took a different approach to what he wanted to say, apart from going, it's fake.
Okay, he may be the nicest man in the world, and benefit of that we could say he made a mistake, but he needs to understand on his side without one doesn't live without the other.
No, but he's also took a lot of money out of his performer's pocket with this Reebok deal. But that's a story for a UFC podcast.
For a UFC podcast, not for us, because we are a wrestling podcast.
So I won't mention more than that. But if you're interested in the story, look it up. There's loads of things on there that'll explain what the Reebok problem is.
Yeah. I think that's all we can say over that issue. Now, moving on. Shall we move on to the British scene?
Yeah.
Anything you want to cover? Or do you want me...
Well, you quickly cover what you did on Friday.
Friday I was at United Wrestling full force, which, as you've seen, as you've overheard, I was doing technically it was originally called a Battle Memorial, but it's becoming more of a Royal Rumble, in tribute to Richard Lee's his mum who passed away, which has become a memorial. I was in that. I lasted for a long time. In that, I entered number 7 and was, almost next to last, be eliminated. So technically third place in the match, and then had a 15-minute break to then lead into the Money in the Bank. Now some could say why didn't you last as long in the Money in the Bank? A lot of people don't realise how much a Rumble can take out of somebody. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Would you agree on that? And with me lasting, and this is which, as much as I can say, no matter what, everyone can say, why don't you throw yourself out so you can give yourself a better chance? I'm sorry, but the competitive side in you. If you're there and you've got a chance to win, are you going to go, no, I'm gonna no. If you want to show you are the best, and what's the best way of doing that?
To be the best.
To be the best, beat the best. What could anybody argue with me if I managed to win that, the Rumble, and then move on to win Money in the Bank? Would anybody be able to argue with me then?
No.
No. It was high risk, it was high risk for high reward, and unfortunately it didn't pay off for me. And with that was Friday night. Now, yesterday I was in Banbury, which is not far from Oxford, for New Breed Wrestling Association.
Yeah.
And as a last minute replacement, I was the ring announcer for the event, which I can also say I absolutely enjoyed doing. I did enjoy doing it. It does put ring announcers in a new perspective, which I understood that before, but you understand it better when you actually do it yourself. And I will say, how do they how do they breathe under the hot light in a full suit? How do they breathe that water constantly?
But no, I heard you enjoyed having a fresh perspective on the wrestling scene.
Yes, it is a fresh perspective. It's interesting, but all I will say is on certain people, don't get the name wrong, or miss a name, or miss certain names off this. Because certain people, even though I got told it was, I believe, Lady Bexworth. Next minute, all of a sudden, I'm getting threatened by. She's got a cane in her hand, nicking the mic, saying, "You shall not dub me as Lady Bexworth. You shall dub me as Lady Lucy Bexworth." And then she made me, and she had me repeat it. And she's sitting there right behind me, going, "You had one job, one job."
I bet you wanted a bit of the cane, didn't you?
Actually, no. She looked like she wouldn't. No.
I can just see him back with the twitch. I was just expecting the infamous. I hurt my head, matey.
The scary thing is in my mind, I was thinking. The scary thought about it is, it wasn't the head that I was thinking she was going to hit me with. That's the worst part. I'm not going to say where. I'll let you lot worry. Think about that.
I could be mentally scarred for life.
Potentially. Cold shiver.
Right then. So, Mr. Kelsey today is at FCW, I believe, isn't he?
No, he's currently it's another promotion.
Where is he today?
I actually don't know myself, but he'll probably cover that when he's back.
I know next week is at FCW.
Yes, he is.
We might be recording again on a Sunday next week.
We may be.
Very likely that we could be recording on Sunday again next week, because I know next Saturday you're wrestling.
I am.
And yeah, you can start to say it's a nice little busy schedule that is for you.
Yeah, I just thought to just bring it up, even though 2 dates need to be rubbed off.
Yeah, CCW. Is that on the Friday? Is it all the Thursday?
Which one? The
CCW.
We've got one on the Thursday, which is a carnival outdoors.
All right.
Event, and then we've got one on a over the Saturday weekend, which should be eventful.
Well, that looks like a pretty decent schedule.
It is, but it's going to be tiring.
Yeah, it'll keep you busy.
Keep me busy, but
it'll keep you out of my way for a bit.
You do realise I'm going to be? I may have to kidnap you. I am now officially considering kidnapping you.
You've heard that. I'm pretty sure I could use this in the court of law as a defence.
But you'll enjoy it.
I might be pretty busy. I don't fancy travelling to deepest, darkest parts of Wales.
It's not as bad as you think. I'm pretty sure Kelsey will convince you. He'll probably, you know, and you may meet your old friend, your hooch partner, your hooch drinker partner.
I've cut back on drinking.
I know you've cut back, but I'm just saying, meeting him.
You know,
just meeting him.
I've cut back until I meet the Sandman.
What, the British version or the actual Sandman?
The actual Sandman.
Right.
And then I might like just die happy.
Basically, let loose, and that'll be it.
Let the floodgates open. Right. So that's pretty much everything I want to cover this week.
Well, we can cover a bit of Kelsey if you want, because I believe I know. I actually witnessed him because I had to announce him.
I actually wish I could have seen that.
He's looking at me, he's like, announce me right.
I actually rang you up this morning. I went, did you announce him as the man that couldn't fuck off properly?
I could not. As much as my body was tempted.
I bet Apollo Kane was there going.
Yeah. Well, no. 2K. He was known on that show. However, the man's voice was so loud, it almost burst my eardrum. He's probably the only man who could break the sound barrier with a careless whisper. Admit it.
Did he have a good match?
Matches. He had matches.
Good matches.
He was in a tournament to become #1 contender for the heavyweight title of New Breed.
Yeah.
However, he was happy with his first match. He got his victory. He got his victory. You know, and as he's jumping up and down, cheering, he's going, "Make sure you announce me." But as I'm trying to announce him, he's saying, "Winner!" As he's doing it, he's jumping to the high heavens. He's screaming. I'm thinking to myself, I can't announce you while you're screaming so loud, but the mic's picking you up, and you're halfway across the venue.
I've missed Mr. Kelsey today. Right then, so we'll wrap everything up and then we'll bring you a normal feature-length episode again next week when all three of us should be able and be in the same building.
Should be, but we'll have to see on schedules.
So, if you want to find Charles Kelsey, you can find him at the
Big Deal
on Twitter. Find him on the Burning Truth on Facebook and whatever other sources of social media he uses.
And we can find you.
If you want to find us, I'm on Facebook. You can find me at Nathan Goff on Facebook, The Burning Truth on Facebook, and also theburningtruthoutlook.com. If you want to email us, I look after the emails and I will respond back to you, usually within a couple of hours. I am actually quite good at responding. Our fans will back that up.
That they will.
And then we can find...
Oh, hang on. I hear a rumour. I hear a little rumour that someone's on Twitter.
I'm not on Twitter.
Yes, you are.
I have managed to get rid of it.
Ah.
It was
what name did you have? What name did you have?
No.
Come on, let's hear it.
No.
Because you give me so much jip over mine.
Nope.
Come on.
No.
Folks, do me one favour. Seeing as he's always stating, we will answer you. Make that a question. What was his Twitter handle at the time when he made it?
It'll go to the grave.
Make it happen, folks. Make him announce it.
Well, I don't have to announce it. It isn't there anymore.
Oh, come on. Don't be a spoil
I
sport.
won't be a spoil sport. I can't announce a Twitter handle if I don't have one.
What was it?
No.
Was it that bad? Oof. There we go. That says it all. He's gone silent.
Right then. You can find Matthew Burns at Matthew Bad Boy Burns on Twitter.
Hey, I'm not ashamed to hide mine.
You can find his merchandise on matt-burns.com.
.co.uk.
If you go on there, if you go on the shop icon,
Well,
and then
merchandise.
merchandise shop, it's the same fucking thing. If you find it on there, you'll find all your Matt Burns' merchandise, from the feather boas to the earrings to the strap-on bands to whatever
Earrings?
else you want.
No. I don't sell earrings.
I thought you had flashy earrings.
No. I don't have earrings. What do I have earrings for? I know. Do these look like the ears of earrings?
You look like a finger then, but I won't mention it.
Actually, wait, this is already going.
You look like one of the chipmunks. If you find them on Facebook as well, under The Burning Truth.
Or you can find me under Matt Burns UK.
And
you can always catch me on The Burning Truth. If you send a message in, or if you've got any questions for us, you can even just say matters on there, or aim it to our individual, my individual account. I don't mind. I will answer your questions.
Right then. So from us, that's us done at The Burning Truth.
Actually, there's one more thing I want to plug again. Two Other Substance, who have got their music video on Vivo, who is actually the lead singer, is actually a wrestler, which is Tommy Hayden, who I faced in battles in CCW and United Wrestling. So I just thought I'd just like to give a bit of a quick shout out to them and say keep up the good work, guys.
Yeah. So from us at The Burning Truth, we will be back next week.
We will be back next week, but we will keep you up to date over the current events on which day we are recording.
No worries.
Or live.
I'll see you in a bit, folks.
That's a goodbye. That's a goodbye from The Burning Truth. See you later.